Now we're moving into the NFC North. We have the Chicago Bears with a B plus. Dobbs, tell me how you're feeling. I'm a Bears fan, so I'm gonna let you go. Try to be a little bit more unbiased than me.
No, you know those. I still love mostly what you guys did this offseason. I'll start with the stuff that I wasn't the hugest fan of, and then it's like we'll move on past that, right? But it's like regardless, the stuff that isn't like fantastic is nothing like it's nothing like scary or anything. I think maybe I feel like you guys could have gone a different direction than Kevin Byard for similar money for the safety. But at the same time, I'll say this. If Kevin Byard can turn it around and turn back into the old Kevin Byard, well, all of a sudden this was the one of the best signings of the whole offseason. So it's just kind of to be determined, right? And then I'm not a huge fan of the Gerald Everett signing. I don't know how you guys feel about that one. I don't really. It's not the worst deal ever. I just don't know if I don't know. Maybe the cap could have been used better elsewhere. Um, the O line signings were nothing like world beating, but it's depth. It's depth, like you guys have been saying, and it's true. It's just you got to have depth, and you're bringing in a guy like Caleb. I do like the DeAndre Swift deal actually more than a lot of people did. Like I think he can come in there and actually be like very productive for you guys. That's also just because I was a D Swift homer when he's coming out that draft, but I still do think he has tons of upside. And then obviously like the Keenan Allen, huge W if he can just stay healthy. Like and like we were saying too, Jalen Johnson, like you had to get him back, and you guys did. Like all in all, the Bears like offseason was definitely a W, way more than it was an L. Like they're starting to get to a territory where like all of a sudden the Bears could be like really competitive soon.
I think here's my thing. I like the DeAndre Swift signing because we saw that that Khalil Herbert operated much better as a number two back when Monty was there. When he is forced to be the number one guy, I don't think he can be that guy. The Keenan Allen deal, you are giving Caleb Williams. Yes, it's going to be Caleb Williams. Two number one receivers, plus probably a receiver that you take in the draft. I like Coleman Shelton because we haven't had a lot of reliability up front between Lucas Patrick, Cody Whitehair, Tevin Jenkins, Nate Davis. Shelton is an average center who started all 17 games for the Rams. So at least you know you're getting a veteran center to pair with your rookie quarterback who can be reliable. The reason I like the Everett deal, okay, Shane Waldron, out of all OCs in the league, used 13 personnel the most. He is a very good complement to Cole Kmet. So I think you got him on a good deal. Extend Jalen Johnson, Jonathan Owens to replace Elijah Hicks as depth at safety. We desperately needed it. Last thing I'll say about the Kevin Byard thing, if you look at Eddie Jackson's tackling grade compared to Kevin Byard has been one of the best tacklers as a safety in the league. And and you add a veteran presence for less than what you were paying Eddie Jackson. So I think for the money that you paid, it is a great replacement. And another thing the Bears are really big on is tackling and availability. Kevin Byard has never missed a practice for injury in his whole NFL career, which is insane.
It is. No, Kevin, like, and if he, and like I'm saying, bro, if he can get back to that prime Kevin Byard, man, the Bears defense is actually all of a sudden like electric.
So we had the Chicago Bears with a B plus. Now moving on to the Detroit Lions, who we have an A minus. I think they had a great offseason. I think that so far, I mean, re-signing Graham Glasnow, you're going to have to eventually find a replacement at center. I think that's something they can address in the draft. They're going to have to, have another guard moved in. Jonah Jackson went to the Rams. You sign Marcus Davenport, you sign DJ Reader, you trade for Carlton Davis, you re-sign Emmanuel Mosley. You signed to your deal with Amik Robertson. I think the Detroit Lions are going to address their O line and their secondary pretty heavy in the draft. And I love the moves they made. I don't know how you feel, Dobbs, but I just don't think they're that far away from being that Super Bowl team. I mean, they were really close to beating the
That's I,
49ers.
I was gonna say, dude, they don't choke against the Niners last year. They slide in that bowl. There ain't no telling what's gonna happen.
They
Like
already beat
that,
the
like
Chiefs in the first game.
that's what I'm saying. Like, there's no telling, bro. Could have been last year. Like, they are already such a well-built team. And that's the thing is they didn't have to do a lot. And then you add DJ Reader to that fucking trenches up front. You got me just cheesing, man. Like because y'all know I got love for the Lions on the low, like lovable. I can't even call them lovable losers anymore because they're getting out of that territory. You love to see it. You love to see it. But you know what I mean. The history's been so bleak. I do enjoy seeing the Lions build up here. I think the Meek Robertson deal too, like a sleeper. I think great depth. Carlton Davis, he swore he's going to come and be a lockdown here. All of a sudden, that's a huge upgrade for the cornerback room. Like, if you're the
I mean,
Lions, man,
imagine if they trade up for like a Terrion Arnold or like a Cooper DeJean or even a Quinyon Mitchell.
I think
Like,
I would like Terrion the most on the
I
Lions, just
agree.
in the just terms of like situation, like scheme. But all three of them. Like, it would just be such a W.
A minus for the Lions. For the Green Bay Packers, we have a B minus. So here's the thing. I love the signing of Xavier McKinney. They still have another safety position they need to real kind of address. They need to address like maybe CB 2, 3 still. Um, they re-signed, they're expected to re-sign AJ Dillon as depth for Josh Jacobs. But I like the Josh Jacobs signing. It's just a lot of money for non-premium position with running back and free safety. I don't really know how much the Packers need to do. They're a really, really young team. I worry a little bit about the pass catching ability from the running back room now that Aaron Jones is going to be missed a little bit.
No, absolutely. If anything, it looks like the Packers are just going all the way down the power run.
Yeah,
They said forget the zone run. We're powering it all game. I mean, yeah. Jokes aside, though, I think for me, what really the only thing that really bolstered the Packers class from free agency was just the Xavier McKinney deal is an absolute W. Like if there was one team out of this year that desperately needed Xavier McKinney, Lord knows it was the Packers. They were the ones to go get him. They paid a premium for it, but they knew they needed him. One of the most, again, underrated players in the entire league. And again, it was also kind of like we knew the Packers were going to have to spend a lot of money. I don't think that I love, though, I'm gonna be honest, like the Josh Jacobs deal, it's kind of
I
what
don't
pushes it
love it.
down for me because it's just paying running backs is just scary nowadays. But I do like Josh Jacobs on the Packers, just not for that money.
I agree. So we had a B minus for the Green Bay Packers. Minnesota Vikings, we had an A minus. So Sam Darnold, I really like it as a bridge quarterback. He is obviously going into one of the best situations that you can. For 10 million, why not take a chance on this guy? Also, whoever they draft as a rookie is going to be thrown into Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison, TJ Hawkinson, and Aaron Jones. I honestly love the Aaron Jones signing. I think this is kind of what the Vikings were missing last year. Their run game was kind of abysmal. Um, you know, Brandon Powell re-signed. I love the Grenard signing. I like the Van Ginkel signing. I like the Cashman signing. I like the Tillery signing. Literally everything they did on defense, I really like. They also traded, in my opinion, fleeced the Texans a little bit. I don't know how you move up 19 spots, swap a first and a second this year, and then just give up a second next year. Like, I don't know, man. That just seems like kind of a fleece to me.
Yeah, bro, people have been on our ass when we do the mock drafts talking about that's not enough value. Well, hold on. Clearly, we might have been given not enough value in these trades because
Bro, I think it gives the Minnesota Vikings more than enough ammunition to move up to 3, 4, or 5.
bro,
Give them both
dude,
those
JJ
picks.
McCarthy is a Viking, bro. I'm saying it early. I'm gonna keep
He
saying it.
is
Like
him or
Vikings
May.
fans get used to it. Yeah, him or May, like Vikings fans, it's one of them. And you already said it, but like I just got to repeat it, bro. Getting Grenard and then Van Ginkel to be your two edges the same year, in this blitz heavy, just right, this just blitz heavy crazy defense. I think I'm in love with it. Like Flores is about to be cooking.
I just think they really need to address their secondary pretty heavily. I don't know. They re-signed Harrison Smith, I believe, or restructured him. Um, I just don't love their cornerback room.
Yeah, they definitely have work to do. I think Mekhi Blackman though is going to make a big jump this year, but then outside of that, you got two other corners you got to take care of. You're going to have to figure that out. I would expect him to go DB heavy, just like you're saying.
A minus for the Minnesota Vikings. Moving into the AFC South,